Well, it's been a long off season, but the Millbridge Speedway has done a lot of renovations. Milltona Rising, site of tonight's Milltona 50, the Great American Race, for the DNQ Dirt Series with a packed garage here tonight for the event. It's the big one. Tonight we're here live for the Milltona 50 at Millbridge Speedway. I'm Bob Duato here with Bill Chester. And Bill, a lot of renovations done here at Millbridge. Milltona Rising, we called it here before this race. Looks beautiful out there.
I tell you what, Bob, I was in the hot beef injection zone earlier, up next to the SRI injection zone. I tell you what, they got all kinds of TVs up there. They got all kinds of paraphernalia. You go up there, you know, you could drink a nice cold Busch Light, and you can get in tune with the front straightaway there. And I can tell you what, Bob, there's going to be some great racing there. That track looks great. The grandstands are great. The hot beef injection zone is amazing. I can't wait to get this race on the swing.
Now, the racetrack has had some changes done to it, not just on the outside, but on the inside of the racetrack. The rear backstretch wall has been moved in, and they have taken some banking out of this racetrack. That's going to change the setup that these guys have to do and how they race this racetrack here tonight. What is your insight on that?
I like it. I like it a lot because it reminds me a lot of, let's say, the Kansas Speedway, where you can get 4 and 5 wide. You get going, you get a run on somebody, run the outside, run the inside, dive it to the bottom, like a Michigan, where you got all the lanes. Tonight, we're going to have all the lanes. The peasant race, I can't wait because they got no power. They're going to run side by side, beat the shit out of each other. And the cup race, you're going to be able to draft. You're going to get some runs. This is going to, the backstretch moving in is going to have no effect. The banking is where the money's going to be made.
Well, speaking of last year's race here, the Milltona 50, Jason Eford took home the win. Let's look at some highlights from that race last year.
This is the biggest day of any of the year.
All right, bud, let's go get it, man. Long rush, you're the best out here. Do your thing. Trust yourself. We can do it.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Green flag, green flag, green flag. Green flag, clear out the front. Green flag, all rolling. Shoving you hard. Nothing shoving him.
It's just a little tighter here in this portion. Tighter than it was in practice.
Just tighter every lap.
They're crashing on the back straightaway. 3 or 4 cars get together. One spins down to the inside.
You all good, bud? Destroyed. Sorry, guys. Before he was getting lapped, he wouldn't be going a lot down. I don't know what the deal is. These guys did not drive.
All right, he just shoved me straight in the fence. He just shoved me all the way in the corner.
I don't know why guys that run back of the pack all day think they can restart and go. Yeah, all they do is tear everybody's up. Coming to the checkered flag. 500 guys!
Man, you are the man.
Well, Jason Eford was successful last year driving for GRP Motorsports. Tonight he's driving for himself, looking for another win here, Bill. Can he be the first repeat winner of the Milltona 50?
I hope so. That was a favorite win last year. But I want to point out, GRP isn't even at the racetrack. He doesn't even have nobody running. Timmy Nye, he's even got his own shit. I mean, look at that pile of junk down there. I was talking to Jason Eford's old lady, Whitney. Sweet girl. Love her. I was talking to her privately and my coach, and Jason Eford, he's pumped up. He thinks he can get that win. He thinks his shit's good. And looking at the hauler, I don't know about that. I'm not sure he has the budget of some of the bigger names like the Buskirks, the Eisenhowers, the Timmy Nyes. I mean, we'll see, but I'd like him to win. He's a fan favorite.
Jason Eford's had a rough time finishing some of these races over the last couple of years, but he is definitely a driver to watch. One of the drivers that we're looking at here, though, tonight is Jeff Kuhn. He has made the jump from the Cup Series down to the Busch Series. He is falling quickly.
He's put the Kuhn tune on that. And you know what? That reminds me of my another favorite driver, Elliott Sadler, who's going to be joining us in the booth tonight.
Jason Eford's had some rough time finishing these races over the last couple of years, but he did get that Milltona 50 win. Cannot take that away from him.
Well, you can tell by the number 51 on the side of this card, it's indicative of a winning combination. Of course, Jason Eford won this race last year, but ever since that time, they've changed the track around, they've added some new walls, and they've kind of smoothed out the surface. Have you been out there, and do you know what to expect?
I have not. It looks pretty fun, though. I mean, they shortened it up a little bit, and they took some of the banking out, so it should make for better racing. But I'm just trying not to become Derek Cope, one big race win and then out. I've had horrible luck, so hopefully tonight I can kind of leave that in the past.
There's going to be a lot of different rules thrown into tonight. We're going to have some live pit stops. You can't do anything until after lap 10. You definitely have to change your right rear, but what kind of strategy are you going to go with?
I'm going to just do what everybody else don't do. So I don't want to be on pit road when it's crowded and have to fight everybody. So if they come in on lap 10, I might come in lap 15 or so, something like that.
Well, so far, that's what Jason Eford has got going on. They've got a light strategy that's going to happen before the race even goes green tonight, but we haven't even run practice yet. We don't know what's going to happen until after we start to get into the course of the night.
Let's talk about Eford's buddy, Tim Nye, who's back this season, not with GRP, though. He's last year's champion, the New York native from Lancaster.
The only guy I know to win the championship and get shit canned. But he won 5 races last year, and he also races. He's been indoor with the TQs and the mini sprints.
Driving his own equipment this season, there is rumors that he's going to build his own chassis down the road. Had a shitty year in the indoor stuff, but look forward to him having a good race tonight. Jeff Kuhn, the Bladsdell, New York native, 2014 Cup Series champion, Cup Series Rookie of the Year in 2014. His series career has gone to shit ever since.
You're damn right. He bought that shirt. He didn't even get that from work. But, he's taking a step down to the Busch Series this year, hoping to get some better luck, hoping to run better. But his brother Tim Kuhn, who really ran like a bag of fuck last year, is still racing Cup this year. I don't think he's really got the message yet.
Well, it looks good in that Brad Keselowski pre-money paint scheme here tonight. Looks like some Keith Coleman shit. Alex Cunningham, the other one here in the JTG-looking cart. He is somebody to watch in this Busch Series. I really think this is a guy that can get it done.
I hope he's exciting as A.J. Allmendinger's old lady.
Well, let's take a look at some information on Alex Cunningham. He's making his career debut. He's from Hagerstown, Maryland. An experienced racer. Should be a front-runner. Ran late models, and I think he says part-time, but we'll see.
If he's from Hagerstown, those motherfuckers know how to race up there. He's definitely seen big blocks, beaten bang all year. That's the biggest racing up there, so he knows how to get it done. We'll see if he can get it done in DNQ, though. This is a whole different story.
There are a lot of entries tonight for the DNQ Busch Series race, about 15 on hand of these carts. Alex Cunningham, though, is the name I wanted to watch here tonight. Him and Jake Owings, 2 drivers, they both work together. A lot of shit talking between the 2 of them.
Well, it's great to have new people come run the Busch Series. And like you said, they had to expand the garage area. This was part of Milltona Rising. They knew that they were going to get more entries. They had to make more room, and this is a Class A facility. But Alex, I'm grateful to have him, but, the racing he done in Pennsylvania, that's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like your lower level, your home tracks. But now, he stepped up to the big boys. He's racing the big boys now, so he better be on his shit if he even thinks of having a chance of running up front.
15 carts here tonight should be a full-blown shit show. We've had 6 carts here and have been a shit show before, so 15 will definitely be that bad. But let's go down to Derek Pertisiglio, who's live with Alex Cunningham. Derek?
Thanks, Bob. It's always fun being down here in the pit area at the Millbridge Speedway for the DNQ Karting Series. And we've got Alex Cunningham here. Has got a bet going on with Jake Owens, one of the other competitors. And can you fill us in on the details of the wager?
Well, me and my dad, we got a cart last week. And I said, we should probably go up there and run that DNQ deal at Millbridge. And my co-worker over here said, no, you guys will get drugged. You're going to run the back all night. So I said, put your money where your mouth is, and he got his cart ready, so we'll see what happens tonight.
Now, does your friend here race on a regular basis, or is this just an amateur thing for him as well?
Well, we travel and everything, so I don't think a regular basis, but he probably runs 4 or 5 times a year. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Bob, we're going to get a chance to talk with the other half of that wager in just a moment.
We'll see if Alex Cunningham has what it takes today to take home the checkered flag in the Busch Series. Well, there's 2 sides to each story. Let's go down and talk to the other one. Derek is down there with Jake Owings to talk about this bet that these 2 have tonight.
Well, Bob, we caught up with the other half of that bet. We're down here in the pit area with Jake Owens, and we heard that you've got a wager going on with Alex Cunningham. And so far, what is the dollar amount up to?
$350 as I know of right now.
Now, what are the terms of the bet? It's just whoever finishes in front of the other?
Yes. Motor failure, wash.
Motor failure is the only wash. What about any other mechanical problems? Flat tire, broken brakes, anything like that?
Shouldn't be any broken brakes, shouldn't be any flat tires. I will say he might lose a spark plug, maybe.
What about a broken chain? You know, that's a common thing that happens.
Yeah, as rough as this place is, even though I haven't been here, I've heard a lot of people talking about how rough it is. That's something we might need to discuss.
Well, we may have a little bit of controversy at the night's end. We're going to see who finishes in front of who at the checkered flag.
Well, the DNQ Busch Series karts are ready to go. Coming up next, it is the DNQ Busch Series heat races.
Every day you wake up and wonder, is this going to be it? Is this going to be the day? The day it all clicks. The day you break through. The day you stand out above the rest. The day everyone remembers who you are. The day you stop wondering if you belong here. Is this going to be the day?
Welcome back to Millbird Speedway. We had heat races earlier today, and these were pretty wild, weren't they?
Yes, they were. For a heat race, it seemed like this was the feature. I hope it was just a preview.
Well, let's go down and look at some of the highlights from earlier tonight's heat races. Well, we had a couple of DNQ Busch Series karts getting ready for their heat races. Jonathan Mabe and Brad Jeffords led the field down for this one. Green flag, we were underway early. Jeffords took the lead there, Elliott, and this looked like it was going to be a wild heat race. Well, I'll tell you what, there, when you look at these cars down here, a lot of them out here wrecking already. A lot of these guys do not know what they are doing on this racetrack. As we saw a champion from last year, Jordan Rummage, step on his pecker, and he wrecked the whole field there. And that was a big wreck there. A lot of these guys in here trying to get into the race to start the feature, and they're wrecking their cars. This is not what they need to be doing down here. Definitely agree, but Jordan Rummage was able to overcome adversity and take home the win in the Busch Series Heat Race number 1. Heat Race number 2 saw Zach Marquardt and Ryan Balance on the front row. They took the green flag. This race seemed to be fairly tame, but it ended up being a 2-horse race when Luis Delgado would get under Matthew Ross, the boss, and Marquardt was taken off there, but they seemed to catch him, and these two raced each other for the heat race win. They certainly did there, and you can see they get by him. Luis Delgado makes a run on the inside, and with this low horsepower, it is definitely harder to make passes like you see in the Cup Series with these guys down here, that they get a run on each other, and it's easier for them. These guys, it takes 3 or 4 laps to set up who you're going to pass. Yeah, and it was Delgado there making the rub on Matt Ross. These two are buddies, so it was cool to see them race it out. The feature did end with Luis Delgado taking home the win. In the Cup Series, Matt Holzbauer and Ralph Williams started on the front row. Bradley Buskirk looked strong. This was a lot of karts here for a heat race tonight. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I see a lot of these guys starting to fight loose end, and that's what it looked like Brad Buskirk was fighting as Matt Holzbauer took the win in that heat race. The final Cup heat race saw one of the best finishes we have seen in a while, and Tim Nye struggled. He was not driving the good kart that he's always been in, and that seemed to hurt him a little bit there, Elliott. I will say that is something that I am starting to see with him. He is not. When I left Evernham Motorsports, I had the same problem, but this was probably one of the best finishes we have ever seen in DNQ Karting Series, like the AAR race last week. We saw L.J. McCleary put the bumper there to Daniel Rodenhauer, but Rodenhauer held him down and took home the win.
Bob, Matt Holzbauer picked up one of the qualifying race heats that will put him up near the front for the main event. And what direction is the track going in? We hear some people talking about what feels like pavement.
Yeah, it's pretty packed. I mean, it started to take rubber in the practice/heat races tonight real quick. So I think it's going to be hard. I don't know if Vega's going to be the right way to go. We'll see what happens. My Gary Freeze Speed Clinic murder was killing it in the heat race. So we should be fine in the feature. Just got to land on the right tires.
A little bit different format for the main event. We're going to be doing live pit stops. And what kind of strategy do you have for those pit stops that you're going to take?
Well, I'm pretty much effed on this one tonight. I'm a one-man band, so even if I take the point early and stay there, I'm going to the back regardless at some point. I just got to figure out when I want to do it.
Well, Matt Holzbauer knows the road that he has in front of him, but at least he can plan on what he has to do when he has to come from the back of the pack.
Matt Holzbauer has a very fast car tonight for the Milltona 50.
And he's starting on the pole. I like to see that. That was my pick earlier on. I think he's going to get it done.
Let's see if he'll finish bridesmaid again for probably about the 5th time. But let's go down to our outside pole winner, Dan Ridenhour.
Well, Bob, Daniel Ridenhour won the heat race earlier in this evening, had LJ McCleary hot on his tail, but was that a mistake picking the outside lane on the final restart?
I've still not figured that out, so I'm going to work on that. But I don't think so, to be honest with you. I got the jump, so I think it's actually not a bad decision.
For the race tonight, what are you going to do for tire preparation and strategy? Everyone's saying that the track's getting really hard and packed down out there.
I'm going to try to go with a hard tire at the beginning and probably put on a little something softer at the end, maybe. Might work. I don't know about this pit stop. I'm not real good at, well, my dad's not real good at pit stops, I guess, so we'll try our best. I just need to tackle the mill bridge. I've been leading the lead the whole race and lose at the end every time, so we're going to try to change that, I hope. And maybe, never mind, I ain't going to say it.
Well, Daniel Ridenhour definitely feels like Millbridge Speedway owes him one. They've got some pretty tough competitors out there before we go green tonight, but everyone's worried about those dreaded pit stops.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank my dad and Jim Farmer for coming out tonight, and hopefully we win the race. That's the motorbike.
Dan Eisenhower, one of those drivers who is so fast every time we come here. Shit just never makes the full race.
I don't know what happens, why they haven't figured that out, if they just don't checklist their shit, if they don't durability check it. I mean, he's one of the guys consistently leading races, consistently out front, just blows his load early.
You know, he won 2 races in 2014. Last year, winless. Looked like he was going to win the fair. Lagged back there on that last restart. He could win the championship. He just has to win one race and he's in the chase. I think he could win the whole thing.
He could. He's fast enough to win. I mean, every time we're at Millbridge, I don't know why he didn't show up to AAR. He must be a pussy when it comes to that or something, but like every Millbridge race, he's here and he's leading. He leads every single race.
Definitely a very skilled driver, but while we're talking about him, it is time for the feature in the DNQ IROC Series. Let's go down and take a look at the starting lineup. Row number 1 for the IROC Series feature, Roger Fenwick on the inside, Matt Custer on the outside.
Row number 2, Andy Hunter and Steve Johns Jr. 1738.
Row number 3, Logan Stone back from her flip at the end of the year last year, and Christian Moody. Christian Moody will also hold the RS Customs paint in-car camera. Well, let's take a look at the IROC Series info, also known as Heavy Clone, AKRA engines. Pinks and Blues on the rights, new to DNQ, will pay $300. If we get 20 entries, we do not have anything close to that tonight. Green flag, we're underway.
You know, 2 entries that I don't see here is Jimmy Padula and Dick Timmons, 2 guys that are badasses around this part of the state. We hope to see them coming up here soon.
One-track jacks is what we like to call them as we're on board with Christian Moody. He is shit canning people left and right. Holy shit, 3 wide already. You know, 6 carts here for the series. This is the clone series. You run clones everywhere around North Carolina. This is a series. This is a heavy clone race at any other weekly show as Christian Moody all the way up to second already.
Wow, he's a rocket ship coming from dead fucking last up to second already. It took him 2 laps and he's chasing down the leader.
This is a backup engine. They forgot to put oil in that motherfucker. After the first heat race, he blew up, started shotgun. He just passed the 1738 of Fetty Wap. And he's digging. Let's go on board with him in the RS Customs paint in-car cameras. He's trying to hunt down Roger Fenwick.
Yeah, he's hunting down the Ninja Turtle right now. Which one was the orange Ninja Turtle right there of Roger Fenwick?
That was Donatello. No, it wasn't.
Fucking Donatello is tight as shit on exit.
I don't know. I'm not fucking 5 years old anymore. I couldn't tell you which one's which. There we go as he's trying to hunt him down. Andy Hunter, we saw him in the Busch Series. He said, talked to Andy before the race started today. Andy said, you know, I really fucked up. I should have brought the Predator out. I thought there'd be more IROC racers.
Yeah, well, he tried to step up, but then realized he's still a pussy at heart. So he needs to take a step back down, run the big Busch Series class. You know, it's like if the trucks got a shitload of actual cars and not Kyle Busch.
Well, we see 2, 2, and 2. This field has a lot of disparity in it. We've got 2 really good karts, 2 mediocre shit karts, and 2 really bad ones as the caution is out for the 5 to go. These guys are going to choose their cone. These guys are in a 15-lap feature. The cone is out to choose.
And let's see where Donatello chooses, followed by Chase Mooney. Hold on, we're still, wow, way too early on the camera there. The fucking field hasn't even caught up yet. Pick up the pace, Donatello. And the top 2 go to the inside. I don't know if I would have done that, Bob. The top looks pretty damn good.
Fetty Wap went to the top along with Andy Hunter. And we've got 5 left. Matt Custer went to the top. He's in the fucking back. What does it matter? Here we go. We've got 5 karts ready to battle it out. 5 to go. Green flag. We're back underway. The top did not get a good jump there.
Terrible restart by Matt Custer, too. He couldn't even follow him through. Chase Moody to the point.
Christian Moody takes the lead from Roger Fernwick as he is going to have to battle Fetty Wap and Andy Hunter. Wow, they are battling back there. This is where we have the 5 to go caution. You get bunched up, and you know what? Christian Moody took the best there on that last restart.
Chase Moody to the point. He's leading, followed by Donatello and Fetty Wap. I don't know. He's too slow. I think he's weighted down in the back. I don't know if he's running something or I don't know. He might be on a little something.
You know what's funny? Well, Andy Hunter now to third as Christian Moody takes this lead. We have got 2 to go. Moody in a backup engine. Fenwick led this race, and he's going to let him win it.
Yeah, this is why we have the 5 to go caution. You better be on your shit the whole time. It looks like Chase Moody was just saving his shit. And they take the white flag. Donatello's got nothing.
Christian Moody finished second at AAR Speedway. He has become a regular in the IROC Series, and he is going to take the win in the IROC Series feature. Well, the IROC Series race was very boring until the 5 to go caution when Christian Moody made that move on Roger Fernwick to take on the win, and Fernwick was leading most of the race. He just got beat on that restart.
Christian Moody saving his shit. I knew he would do it. That's why we have that 5 to go caution. Bunch them up and make it exciting for the fans.
Well, he stalked him for about 15 laps there, and he finally got to him, made the pass right on the restart, and that Roger couldn't even get close to him, but a great race. He takes home the money, takes home the win in a backup engine. He forgot to put oil in it before his heat race blew the engine up.
Yeah, that's not surprising here in DNQ because people don't checklist their shit. But I was up in the hot beef injection zone, part of Milltona Rising while this was going on. Fans went nuts when that pass happened. Christian Moody's a fan favorite. I hope to see more come from him.
Well, you know what? The fans here are in for a very good treat. We've got 2 more races tonight with the biggest car count that we have here in the series. But let's go down to Victory Lane and talk to our winner, Christian Moody.
All right, Christian Moody excited down here in Victory Lane. There goes the Busch Ice flying. Driver very pleased and happy. He came from dead last in that main event. Come on over here, Christian. Came from dead last in that main event, blew up in the heat race, coming back from adversity today. Tell us about your night.
It was just started off crap. I was fasting and practicing everything, and then we went to go change oil for qualifying and everything. And whenever we did, I forgot to put oil in the car, so it was kind of my fault. And then kind of blew the motor. So we put this one on, and I started last and just drove all the way up to first. And I got to thank my dad and Jeff Bradshaw and Dwayne for helping me.
How much did that last 5-lap caution help you guys out? Because it looked like the leader was gone.
It helped me out a ton. I could pull up to him, but I never really could pass him. So whenever it came up to turn 1, I just floored it and went on the inside. And whenever I did that, it seemed like the right move.
Did you know you had that big of a lead at the end because you pulled away just with a few laps to go?
I didn't realize he was back there. I honestly thought he was on my rear bumper. Like, I just kept on driving as hard as I could.
Well, guys, Christian Moody brings it all together, comes home with a win here tonight in the IROC division.
Well, it's time for the DNQ Busch Series feature event tonight. 15 karts, all completing 1 pit stop, and you see right behind me all the pit crews getting ready to go. This ought to be a shit show.
They look like some amateurs, if you ever ask me. This is like Days of Thunder shit back there.
Well, we've got 15 karts. They're all pitting on the SKE short track. With 10 laps to go, we will throw the caution. The Razor will pick up the field, and then they will hit pit road, have to change that right rear tire. The first kart out gets their choice in the choose cone restarts, which is a big part of this night.
I tell you what, I was walking down there in the SKE Speedway zone, the pit stop area down there. There is some nice shit. Some people have got their shit together with the jacks, with the high-powered air guns. I mean, they know what they're doing, and there is some bad shit down there. Like, I wouldn't take that to an ARCA race.
They got some speed wrenches and shit?
Oh, yeah, like, this ain't DNQ level shit. You just showed up, and that was bad. You're going to be bad.
Well, 15 karts here tonight. Let's take a look at all of those in our starting lineup. 15 DNQ Busch Series karts. Let's take a look at row 1. Last year's champion Jordan Rummage and winner from this year, Luis Delgado.
Row number 2, Jonathan Mabe, somehow, and newcomer Alex Cunningham from Hagerstown, Maryland.
Row 3 sees Tim Norman and Chicago, Illinois' Matt Ross.
Row number 4, Jake Owens and Ryan Richmond.
Row number 5 going to feature Winston-Salem's Brad Jeffords and Zach Marquardt.
Nice as shit. Past champion, Cup champion Jeff Kuhn and Ryan Balance.
Row 7 features Brianna Lyons and Steve Nivison.
Row number 8, Harry Gantz.
Well, let's take a look at the Busch Series. Also known as the Stock Predator, karts are all on the same gears as part of the rules. Maxxis EL tires. You may claim any engine for $125. 35-lap feature tonight. Choose cone restarts and a 10-to-go mandatory pit stop. Zach Marquardt has the RS Customs in paint. RS Customs paint in-car camera, along with his teammate Ryan Balance.
I tell you what, that 990 are some nice shit, and they got Brandon Nupp tuning on it. Can you believe that? He's still alive.
Nupp and Stein Speed Labs doing the tires on those things. I don't think Nupp has slept for a month, knowing how he rolls, but you know what? They got a very good tire guy. Call Brandon Nupp if you need some tires done.
Yeah, and you'll see the benefits of having Brandon Nupp do your shit here tonight. And we're about ready to take the green. Here they come to the line, past the hot beef injection zone, and we're green. We're underway.
Green flag for 15 DNQ Busch Series karts, and the Wrangler machine of Jordan Rummage takes the lead right off the bat. And no surprise, right up his ass is Luis Delgado. This is a great field for tonight's race.
Look at this racing. They're side by side. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. That's a hell of a battle.
This looks like the ARCA race at Salem. Same amount of entries. Same amount of talent as we go on board with Ryan Balance.
Yeah, but you can see right there on the front stretch the hot beef injection zone. Milltona Rising. You notice on the back stretch, this is a brand new wall, brand new billboards. You see all the sponsors. You can see the brand new wall all the way around the racetrack. These guys are racing at the top of the United States for racetracks in America.
Let's go on board with Zach Marquardt as we saw the karts going down the front stretch. These guys are starting to dig, and even with the track changes, seems like the gear roll is pretty good. These guys can't really get away from each other. What is the key to running fast here tonight as we see Jordan Rummage leading?
Well, I think it's white wheels. Harry Gant is getting lapped. This is like lap 4. Well, the key is tires. It's always been tires. It always will be tires. Do not turn the steering wheel. Get your shit right, and you will get out to a big lead like Jordan Rummage has right now.
Last year's champion Jordan Rummage about to put John Jarrell lap down. John got into some shit that we did not find on camera. He's in shit again as he has spun out off a 2.
Wow, that was big. Oh! What the fuck are you doing?
Holy shit. Let's look at that again in the instant replay. Lots of views of this wreck. Jarrell up in the loose stuff, and in the EL tires, once you get up out of the groove, you're done. You can have spotters in DNQ. What the fuck happened here? We had to cut, and Balance hit the wall. He wrecked on Tuesday. To quote Casey LaJoy, Jarrell wrecked on Tuesday. Balance got there on Thursday.
That was bigger than shit. All right, so I'm wrecked on the top. I'm on the bottom. How about I go to the top to get around him? Wait for it. Here we go. What the fuck?
Yeah, you should have stayed low. And they call him Dale. Ryan Balance, they call him Dale Balance. But look, from John Jarrell, runs out of talent, cautions out. Now he's in there. No excuse for that. You know what? Go invest in a couple two-way radios. There's Midland two-way radios. Once again, His head hits the wall. Thanks, Fieldfiller Fairgrounds, for having that there. Look at that.
Wow! Oh my God, that was bad. I hope he's okay. That right there, that's definitely made the biggest wreck of the year clip at the banquet.
We're coming off the hip this year for the banquet. We'll pay some money. Green flag, we're underway 3 wide as they go down into 1.
What a race! And John Jarrell, or who the fuck? No, Jordan Rummage. He's still in the leader. Luis Delgado second, and we got the newcomer still in third.
Alex Cunningham making his way up to third as Tim Norman teammate. Oh, they get into it a little bit, and the caution is out. Not sure. Steve Nivison, and he is not running the aero package tonight. He slipped on some pepperoni going down into 3. The Red Baron got into it. Here's the replay.
See, I think that aero package is really hurting him. We're running the big track. You got the big speed. You need that downforce. He's got the Martinsville package on, and it's really hurting him. He's running dead fucking last.
Well, he tries to save weight. He lost a lot of weight. I will say, Steve did a good job of losing some weight. But he's trying to save weight, and I think it's fucking him a little bit.
Sometimes you got to go for the downforce on these high-speed tracks. And you see Harry Gant starting 6, takes the top.
Let's go on board with Zach Marquardt as he is in the middle of this restart. Ryan Richmond right in front of him. We know that 33 card is a lap down right now after wrecking, and he is just racing the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah, he's that one asshole. Like when the lap cars used to start on the inside, he was that one asshole that would race the shit out of the leader 2 laps down.
He's trying to get his lap back. Now, I don't really blame him. He's trying to get the lap back the right way. But in the DNQ Busch Series, you do go a lap down. Everybody's on the same shit. But here we go, looking at the race. Jordan Rummage, Tim Norman, Luis Delgado, Alex Cunningham, and Jonathan Mabe having a very good run here tonight.
Yeah, very surprising. Great to see that. It's not too often that a newcomer can come up there and challenge the past year's champion. But we're nose to tail. It looks like everybody's still kind of saving their shit. They're dicing it up back there for 5th and 6th right now.
For a Harbor Freight engine that costs $100, these guys are digging at this racetrack. The gearing rules right as we see Alex Cunningham trying to make the move on Luis Delgado. I tell you what, Cunningham is going to be a name in this series as we go if he decides to run the full schedule. Originally, he was not going to. Is Delgado back? Delgado trying to shit can him. Dude, I'm telling you, Cunningham's going to be the big deal. He's side drafting Jonathan Mabe in the best race. They're 3 wide.
And a push from Harry again. Oh, Luis Delgado's around, and Alex Cunningham's around. Anytime you race Luis Delgado in the Busch Series, you know you got your shit on point. And Alex Cunningham, he's going to be that guy.
That was Ryan Richmond, actually, that spun in the 51 here. Cunningham in the middle of this sandwich. Cunningham makes it out all right. Jarrell trying to push Mabe. Gets spun out. Richmond got on the binders and spun himself out in the 51. Cunningham comes out smelling like a rose. On board, Zach Marquardt on this instant replay.
What a race. Here they go. You can see it firsthand. They went 4 wide and just shit-canned each other. 4 wide does not work on this racetrack.
RS Customs Paint, the presenting sponsor of the DNQ Busch Series. Go to www.rscustomspaint.com if you compete in the DNQ Busch Series. RS Customs Paint will give you a deal on a custom painted helmet. They will paint the helmet of the championship winner this year. Anybody in DNQ is welcome to a RS Customs Paint discount. They will paint your helmet for a very discounted price. Thank you, Richie Stone.
They painted my dick black, and I've got more women than I ever have in my life. And we're back under green past the hot beef injection zone. And, shit.
Zach Marquardt went to the top there. Looks like it's going to work out for him. He has got into 3rd place. Very good run for him. He has the nicest shit. Here's we got another spin down the backstretch. 5 carts involved in that one. Brianna Lyons, Luis Delgado, Ricky Ross, DeBose, and Steve Nivison. Let's look at the instant replay.
And they're racing for like 20th. Ooh, there's no excuse for that. You do not need to be that aggressive. You know you're getting a caution. Luis Delgado, what are you doing getting in there?
Looks like Richmond got into Matt Ross, the boss. And let's... Nivison's out of the event. Let's go down to him real quick.
Has been shitting the bed all night. I don't know what's going on. It's dying at the end of the straightaways. Seems to be a bunch of rolling chicanes out there, causing some problems. bent my crash bar, bent my nose, ruined my front bumper. All in all, though, I'm still walking, so yeehaw. I want to give a shout out to Dana Worthing, Get Better, all the guys at RJ Gaming, and I'm ready for cold beer.
Tough break for Steve Nivison as John Gerald takes a spin, and so does Ryan Richmond. But we stay green. Looks like the racetrack is sick of people wrecking shit, and they're going to keep it green.
Those two have been in every caution so far. Maybe we need to have a 3 caution rule and toss those fuckers out.
Jake Owings having a good run so far, up to the front. We know him and Alex had that bet. Looks like he's doing well. As this race continues, Luis Delgado, the guy that we're watching. Oh, and Zach Marquardt hits the wall. That will bring out the caution. Big wreck.
You can see the track starting to get kind of black. Oh, look at the black streaks on those tires where he locked them up. Is he waiting for somebody, you think? Is he waiting for Luis Delgado? Oh, he
flips off Tim Norman. Let's see why he's flipping him off. Oh, fuck.
Ooh, yeah, just put him up in the wall. I mean, that's, with this many laps to go, you do not need to be racing. Oh, that hurt. That was some nice shit that just got wrecked.
That's a spindle, for sure. Well, the Razor's out. Pit stop time for the DNQ Busch Series. Here they come down pit road. Who's going to be the number 1 off the spot? I love this part of this race here.
Oh, yeah, it puts the race in a whole nother person's hands. There you see Jordan Rummage with that first pit stop, with that first pit stall. He's going to be able to get on the gas and go right away. Luis Delgado, he kind of cheated a little bit. He's outside the box, but here in DNQ, there's no rules about being inside the box.
I haven't seen more hairy ass cracks hanging out than what I've seen right here at this race as Matt Ross, the boss, comes off P1.
Wow, this is going to shake things up. And Luis Delgado goes from dead last to second, and Cunningham holding good in third.
You see Rummage 4th. That was a horrible fucking stop. Is the rest of these, this is the greatest part of the DNQ Series race. Brianna Lyons coming off. Jake Owens is fucked.
Yeah, he went to the back in a hurry, and there you see, who's that fucking guy?
Zach Marquardt surveying the damage to his cart. All right, so we have 10 to go in this Busch Series race. It's been wild so far, but we just had pit stops. Ricky Ross, the boss, was the fastest one on the stop, and he came in like 8th. Luis Delgado was 2nd. And the biggest loser there was Jordan Rummage.
Jordan Rummage does not have his shit together. Ricky Ross, the boss, he bought the whole cartel to change that fucking tire. They just lifted his shit up and got that sucker on and off like it was some, I don't know, kilo or something, a kilo tire. But, he came in 8th, but that was like 2/10 behind the leader. They were 4 or 5 wide for 5th. The racing's ridiculous. He could be shit canned and go back to 15th in a heartbeat.
Well, we're getting ready to find out on this restart. Let's check it out. Well, we see right there, Jake Owens just threw the chain as we're going back under green. Tough break for Jake, though.
Wow, side by side for the lead. What a race this has turned out to be. And you see Jordan Rummage getting pushed from Cunningham from behind. He's got the inside line, and we go 3 wide with Luis Delgado.
Matt Ross, the boss, got shuffled pretty fucking quick right there as Cunningham muscle cocks somebody. Oh! Oh, we've got Brad Jeffords around, and that will bring out the caution. Jake Owens is out of this event. Let's go down to him really quick.
Jake, what happened out there? You had a good run going. Looks like you threw the chain.
Chain, come on.
How's the racing out there?
It's awesome. It's rough, but had a good car. Tire guy, Brad McElrath, put me on some shit this week. We will will be back, I can promise you that.
Tough break for the PFC sponsored driver. Green flag, we are back underway. Jonathan May makes the move on the outside, and he's going to take the lead. Rummage tries to fuck him over. Dude, these guys are gooch to gooch down the backstretch.
Wow, a lot of beating and banging for the lead here. It's starting to get to be crunch time, Bob. You can see these guys getting desperate, and they're 3 wide for third.
These guys are carrying some speed 4 wide as they went down into one. Bentley Kuhn part of that. Alex Cunningham gets shit canned. Brad Jeffords in the wall very hard, and the caution is out. That tire is fucked. Let's look at that again in the instant replay.
And he tries to take the outside and gets right up in the loose stuff. He jumps the cushion and goes around. Oh, that was bigger than shit.
He hit tire first, and you know what? These EL tires are very hard once you get outside the groove. You have no grip. Cunningham goes to the outside along with Mabe, Marquardt. Once you're outside the groove, you're fucked.
Yeah, but I don't know. The top here, a bad start by Cunningham. He could have got a much better jump, but he sneaks there into second, and he's pushing, who the fuck is that? Jordan Rummage.
Cunningham trying to stalk for the lead as the rest of the field comes down, and we've got a spin off of 4. Nivison and Gerald, we stay green, however, and looks like Cunningham is trying to stalk down Rummage and Mabe in third.
Right now, he's $3 million up on this bet he had with Jake Owens. And we've got a great race for the lead. Cunningham, he's just waiting, letting the laps tick down. I think he's got something for Rummage here. He just got to do it on the last lap.
Alex Cunningham in his Busch Series debut has not raced in a long time, but I say if he decides to run full time, he would be a favorite to win this championship as he is stalking down Jordan Rummage.
Oh, well, you see, he's got a taste of victory right now. Once you get that taste, you got to come back. He had a fantastic pit stop, and it put him in the perfect position to contend for the win. You see a lap car up there on the top like he should be.
Great job by Brad Jeffords. You know, he is definitely a rookie, staying out of the way of this race. Jonathan Mabe, though, in third, just hoping these guys fuck each other over.
You see him running side by side. Jonathan Mabe, he's creeping up there. I think what's happening is Cunningham, he's got in that aero bubble, and he can't pass him. He's got right up to that bumper, and he's stuck now. Jonathan Mabe, he's caught him. He's right there.
2 to go is Cunningham. Will he make the move on Rummage? We're going to come down and take the white flag. Who will shit can who for the win?
This is it. You got to go. Cunningham, Jonathan Mabe, you got to shit can Rummage or he's going to win this thing.
Cunningham to the inside of Rummage, cannot make the move.
You're a pussy, Cunningham.
Coming out of turn 4, Jordan Rummage, last year's champion, will take home the win in the Busch Series feature. Well, Jordan Rummage takes home the win, just edging out Alex Cunningham, who decided not to dump him there, and that was a very close finish. Jonathan Mabe, I want to highlight, finished third. Very good run for him as well.
I don't know how he did it. With the car count here, he just must have been in the right draft at the right time, got the right run, the right bump in the rear. I mean, congrats to him, but Jordan Rummage, that motherfucker's cheating.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll find out here one of these races or so. Jordan, we do tech every once in a while. Not every race, but there's a couple we'll tear your shit down to nothing. Ask Luis Delgado. Delgado finished 4th here tonight. Not a good night for him. He was involved in some action there towards the end.
You know, he still has the Arab beard. I thought I would see a lot more terrorism from here, but he played nice, and that was dumb. He shouldn't have done that.
We might see a fragmentation bomb planted in the racetrack here for next race from Luis Delgado. We'll see what happens there, but let's go down to victory lane and talk to last year's champion and the winner of this race, Jordan Rummage.
The end.
Jordan Rummage climbs out of the Wrangler-sponsored number 17 here tonight in the Busch Series at Millbridge Speedway. Congratulations to you. Did you get worried during the pit stops when you lost the lead?
Yeah, we didn't really practice on the pit stops much. We wanted to focus on getting the kart to handle so we could make up for a bad pit stop if that was to happen. So I really wasn't worried. I told the guys, just, take your time and just make sure everything's tight. And, I knew working on the chassis during the week would pay off, so I wasn't really worried about where we come off of pit road.
Seems like the front was where you needed to be because you were there most of the night, and then when you had clean air out in front, you were able to keep about a kart length between you and second place.
Yeah, definitely clean air always helps. I mean, with the low horsepower engines, if you can get out front and have somebody close enough, to go with you, you can really get out there and makes it a little bit easier on you. But if you're trying to break out in traffic, it's a little rough.
Did you know Cunningham and Mabe were behind you the whole time?
I did. I was a little worried off, I think, the second restart before the last one. It was a little bit of carnage off the restart, and I figured, maybe as the laps counted down, the driving would get dirtier. So I had that in the back of my head, but I just want to stay low off the start, so hopefully no one could get under me.
Well, Bob, guys, in a wild and woolly race, the number 17 of Jordan Rummage comes home with tonight's win in the Busch Series.
The DNQ Cup Series karts are rolling off for their feature. It's the big one, the Milltona 50. We'll be right back after these messages. Get in. You guys ready to drink some woodchuck?
Yeah! Thanks for day-daying, Eddie.
Not a problem.
Oh, man. I don't feel too good.
You feeling all right, Bronson?
I'm gonna kick.
Too many woodchucks.
Take a look at the Cup Series starting lineup. In row one, our favorites, Matt Holzbauer and Dan Ridenauer.
Row number 2, we got LJ McCleary with a throwback to field fillers and Brad Busker.
Row number 3 has Ralph Williams driving for Richie Stone and Tim Kuhn.
Row number 4, Jason Eford, last year's winner, and the dominant Tim Nye.
Row number 5 features David Markham and the AR Speedway winner, Eddie DeHaan Jr. Well, let's take a look at the in-car camera. We will have one tonight. That is Ralph Williams in the RS Customs Paint in-car camera. Well, let's take a look at the Cup Series, also known as a modified series, Clone or Predator, 6.5 horsepower block. Must remain stock appearing. The engine costs start about $800, 25 to 30 horsepower. 50-lap feature for tonight. Choose cone restarts all night. Must make a stop after 10 laps. Green flag, we're underway, and these guys are hauling ass.
Wow, they are cooking. And you see the outside lane there, the 7-11 of Dan Ridenauer to the point with Matt Holzbauer holding strong on the inside versus LJ McCleary.
McCleary has gotten better and better and better by little bit as we go as he cuts underneath Matt Holzbauer.
What a move by LJ McCleary. He's really flexing his muscles. He's here to stay.
With the track rebuild, they took some banking out of it as we're on board with Ralph Williams in the RS Customs Paint in-car camera. You got to drive this track way different than we had to drive the last one.
And the 26, a brand new kart to this series, beating the bumper off Matt Holzbauer, who's been right there all year as he gets passed by Brad Buskirk for fourth.
Look how fast these karts are, averaging close to 60 miles an hour on a flat car with no belts as Buskirk makes the move inside. Holzbauer gets loose. He may have a problem.
Wow, Timmy Knight on the inside of last year's winner, Jason Eford. You can see as the amount of power these karts have as they make the moves on other cars. It's phenomenal, the closing rate.
Caution is out. Yeah, in the Cup Series, if you screw up you pretty much can guarantee the guy's going to be up your ass. As much power as these guys have. Daniel Ridenhour leads this field on the restart. Buskirk tries to hang tough.
But he pulls down into second, and it goes underneath Ridenhour, challenging him for the lead. We'll see. No, he drops back into second. He knows this is a 50-lap race. He's just going to have to hold tight, conserve tires, and pass when he can. He's got to hold something for the end.
Now, do you pit right away at the 10-lap caution as the rest of the field comes down the corner in 3 and 4 as Buskirk makes the move to the lead? McCleary follows him.
I don't know, Bob. I think it depends on how you started. You know you have to change your right rear. Do you start with the good right rear and run the whole race and put something sticky on for the end? Or do you put something maybe you're not too sure about on in the beginning and put something you know is good on for the end? This is all part of the strategy here in the DNQ series, and we're just going to have to see how it plays out.
Well, right now we'd like to welcome one of our special guests, Elliott Adler. Elliott Adler's here. Elliott, you've run in a lot of the series. What do you think tonight's winner is going to have to do?
What I think tonight is going to be a big thing for these guys is not being a loose end. If I was one of these drivers in one of these cars, I'd put one of the short right side truck arms in this thing right now, and I would tow that bitch in probably about 7/16 of an inch, but we'll see as it goes on.
Thank you very much, Elliott, as we see Tim Nye there running in third.
Buskirk and LJ McCleary pulling away from the field. Those are two drivers that we really didn't expect to see up front. And Daniel Ridenhour started on the pole, falling back. Very big surprise. We expected him to be strong here tonight.
You see Eddie Hunt Jr. riding with Dan Ridenhour, and I will say, the rest of this field has gotten so good over the year. There's not everybody's running pretty damn close to each other.
This is a stacked field like we talked about. This is quality, not quantity. Even though it's kind of a smaller field, any one of these cars coming. As we see Daniel Ridenhour dive to pit lane. This is earlier. This is not a scheduled pit stop. Something must be wrong.
Obviously, when you get passed by Eddie DeHunt Jr., there's something wrong with your kart.
Eddie DeHunt Jr. won last week. Let's not count him out. He's on a new chassis, a new body. We know he's done a lot of homework over the offseason. It's paid off for him last race, but I don't know. He wasn't running too good here tonight. I mean, maybe Ridenhour, he just missed the setup.
Well, Elliott, do you think that this is something? Eddie DeHunt Jr. won that race. Do you think this is just a fluke, or do you think he has what it takes to win here?
I'll tell you what here, guys. I really think that he is somebody that could make a career out of one win in the Cup Series, such as myself, if not me winning twice in my Cup Series career. I think I'll look back to Bristol Motor Speedway as LJ McCleary. We have a problem with Brad Buskirk on the racetrack. He blew up. But I will say, you can make a career out of winning one race in your whole career. And you can just take a sponsor and bring them wherever you want.
Thank you very much, Elliott. And we see Buskirk's had a problem there. McCleary spun out getting into him. Tough break for Buskirk as pit stops are going on. A lot of these guys hitting pit road after 10 laps.
What a heartbreak for Buskirk. But as you see, Timmy Nye going in first, and his pit crew is not ready. They were in the wrong stall. Jason Eifert getting out of his car last year's winner to change his own tire. These are worse than the Busch Series pit stops. I don't know what happened, but it's like the Busch and Cup have flip-flopped for this race. Eddie DeHunt Jr. with his helmet off pulls up to pit stall 1, and David Markham comes out with the lead.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here, do you? DeHunt's got his helmet off. Ralph Williams, a lot of these guys have 7 guys. Eifert has 1 doing a pit stop. He won the race last year.
Well, and it looks like the 26 has stalled the cart, and LJ McCleary, who's usually has lightning fast pit stops, we talked about his pit equipment earlier, comes out 5th, and Jason Eifert finally back in the cart, pulls out. What a shit show here.
When we look at the rest of the pit stops, Ralph Williams coming out there driving for Richie Stone. Eddie Hunt Jr. still getting service on pit road, got his helmet back on. Well, Bill, we've had pit stops here for the Cup Series race. Bradley Buskirk, I feel horrible for him. He was looking like he was getting ready to check out with LJ McCleary and had an issue. McCleary seems very fast, though. This pit stop now is going to change things. As I know, you get a good tire on the right rear, you start to feel your cart out, and then you change a tire. How is this going to play out to these guys out here racing?
I don't know. LJ McCleary, he's been on his shit with the pit stop. Those guys have some nice shit down there. Their pit equipment is top notch. But he's been running up front. He was chasing Buskirk. Maybe he burned his shit up. Maybe he hadn't. I mean, let's see what he puts on there. But a lot of those guys, the biggest thing you see down there, see all them open pit stalls? All the guys thought they were going to have to pit behind somebody, get blocked in. They got an opening now. So it's going to be right down to the pit crew.
One driver that's struggling here tonight, we usually see run very well, is Tim Nye. What is wrong with that car here tonight?
I told you, he doesn't have GRP setting his shit up. It's Timmy Nye setting his own shit up, and he doesn't know fuck all. So he's running, I don't know, what's he, 6, 7? Well, shit, there's only 6 cars left. He's 5th out of 6. That's terrible.
Well, let's go down for the restart after the pit stops. These guys are choosing on the cone. Let's enjoy the rest of this race. Getting ready to go green here. Tim Kuhn did not stop under that pit stop. Elliot, what do you think about that right there?
Well, I think right here what he tried to do there is take 2 tires, if not take no tires, and that has worked out for me in my career. I have taken 2 tires of some of these races in the past, and I have won the race. And when I look back at it, I was wearing our asses out all race long and just dominated it. As we go on board with Ralph Williams, as he is in about 5th or 6th position battling here for the lead. He is wearing our asses out, as I would say back in the day. But I really think the problem is with some of these cars down here is they really need to tighten up their entry and do not drive the kart with 4 flat tires in the pit road like I tried to do at Richmond Motor Speedway a couple years ago. But you know what? I really think the guy that's going to win this race here is going to have good strategy, take 2 tires at the end, and win this race, as David Markham, a Virginia native such as myself, takes the lead.
Well, thank you very much, Elliot. As we see, David Markham goes to the lead, like you said. The Fredericksburg, Virginia's driver. He put that tire on. Looks like the tire that he changed is a lot better than the one he had on there.
David Markham has become an absolute rocket ship. Look at him pulling away. And LJ McCleary, I think he might have used his shit up a little bit because Tim Kuhn, of all people, is keeping up in 3rd place. What I see happening right now, Bob, is Timmy Nye. He's got the speed. Brian Holzbauer's got the speed, but they know they're going to get another caution. They know they got the 5-to-go caution. They're just conserving tires, and they're going to be there at the end. I bet those 2 are going to be the ones racing for the finish.
Looking at these guys roll the center, Markham rolls the center a lot better than McCleary. McCleary rolls the center better than Kuhn.
We got the 26 down there. Something's in trouble. But what do we got here? We got the Kevin Harvick method. Let go, roll it in there, get back on the gas early, and drive straight off.
Let's see, the caution was out for Ralph Williams, and he blew up bigger than shit. As you see, the oil streak he just put down the front stretch.
Wow, that was bad. I don't know how you clean that up on dirt. I guess put more dirt on it.
Oh, we're getting ready to go. David Markham on the bottom. Tim Nye took the outside. Green flag right away. Nye gets the jump, and Markham was the leader. How the hell did Nye get the jump there?
What a start. Well, you see, David Markham, a little bit inexperienced, didn't realize that the top was the best lane there. Timmy Nye snookered him. I mean, let's see if he can hold on. We expected him to be up here, and Holzbauer's in 3rd, fighting again.
Elliot, we've seen guys get the lead from the restart. We know at Indy you had a problem with that. What do you think about the DNQ rules there?
Well, I think the DNQ rules are the right rules here, because back in Indianapolis Motor Speedway, NASCAR screwed me out of a win. I had that race won. I beat the guy to the line because I was getting pushed, and it really pissed me off. But I think the DNQ Karting Series has the right rules. They say off of 4, down there to the line, the leader takes the lead. They jump whenever they feel like jumping, and when they get to the line, the guy in 2nd place can jump. And I think, you know what, the DNQ Karting Series has the right rules for a restart. Now, if David Markham can tighten that entry up, he will definitely have something for Tim Nye.
Thank you, Elliot. As we see the rest of this field coming down here, Jason Eford having a very good run here tonight. And this is a change. I think Eford's making steps in the right direction here tonight.
Yes, he is. I mean, we saw him not finish a couple of races under his own chip, but now he's starting to finish races. What really surprises me is the leader earlier in this race, LJ McCleary, has fallen back to 5th and really has not shown the speed that he's shown early. Or the drivers that are leading now, like Timmy Nye, who might have saved his shit, I've really picked up the pace. This is going to be tough for the guys 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th.
As we look at LJ McCleary battling Jason Eford as they go down the backstretch here. Tell you what, Eford, last year's winner, as David Markham is stalking Tim Nye. Look at that run he gets off the corner. He exits too high. Nye exits lower than Markham, and he gets that run off the corner.
What I want to point out is David Markham has run down Timmy Nye. I don't think Timmy Nye is really holding back much anymore. He knows it's getting close to that 5 to go caution. David Markham is the fastest car, and he's right on his bumper now, Bob. Let's hope he doesn't get in that dreaded aero bubble, and he can get past him. He's hammering his left rear. It's a matter of laps before he passes him.
Trying to do the bump and run on Nye. Nye looks like he is tight as hell. He runs the bottom. Markham does higher arc action, gives him the bump. Markham does not get the run off the center of the corner. Is it better to dime in the kart or take a large arc?
I think it's better to wait, take a higher arc early, and drive off on the bottom as we see David Markham do right there. And he's under Timmy Nye for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. David Markham takes the lead. This is the best run of his career. He's leading the Great American Race.
Leading the Milltona 50 in the closing laps of this race. Markham now driving away from Tim Nye, last year's champion. You have got to think, as far as everybody else in this series that's watching this race, realizing Tim Nye is not as strong as he used to be.
David Markham has really taken steps. The R&D, the amount of people that have put work into that program, it's really paying off for them. They're gone. Those two are gone. Third and fourth place, as we see racing right here, Jason Eford and LJ McCleary, they don't have shit for first and second. David Markham, we might get another first-time winner here, second race of the season.
It's very funny to watch those two in front run. Tim Nye does more of a diamond action, Markham arcing it in hard. You feel that Markham's way of running this racetrack is faster.
I do, because you see the drive off there. He makes the straightaway longer. He makes the corner shorter. You see Timmy Nye taking more of a Kurt Busch, driving it in deep like he does his old lady, and then diamonding the corner. He gets right on his bumper in the middle, but then he's got nothing for him on the straightaway. I don't think it's going to work. I think Markham can conserve his tires better. And we got the 5 to go caution.
All right, Bill, 5 to go, and we see David Markham is hauling ass. His shit is right. He just ran down Nye and passed him. Nye looks like he is screwed.
Look, this is the David Markham we saw at AAR Speedway. Wait until the time is right to pounce. And this caution right here, he might have gone a little bit too soon. I think he needed to wait. But the mistake he made at AAR was he got too excited, too fast, flipped his shit over, was on his lid, bad. Let's hope he doesn't do that again tonight. I'd love to see a new winner like David Markham.
Well, if he wins, he is in the chase, and right now he would join Eddie DeHunt Jr. as the other name in the chase, which is very easy to beat, trust me. Tim Nye is struggling. What is it going to take for Tim Nye to take home this win here? Because obviously David Markham has the better piece.
I don't know. I think he's going to need some more cautions, and he's going to have to snooker David Markham. David Markham, he's only been racing for a year. He doesn't have that experience that Tim Nye does. He knows how. He's been racing with Ridenhour. Ridenhour put you in the sand in a minute. Timmy Nye knows what to expect. He knows how to win these races. So if he can do it, he's going to need another caution, maybe a green-white checker.
Well, let's go ahead and check out this restart, a very important one, 5 to go. Let's see where these guys choose as David Markham chooses the bottom. Tim Nye outside, Holzbauer outside, Tim Kuhn outside. As we look down in the David Markham pits, they are stressing out.
I don't know if I would have chose the bottom there, Bob. You saw Timmy Nye use the top to his advantage before. I don't know. You want to choose the bottom. And Timmy Nye gets a great run. That's a shame for David Markham. He's got 5 laps to go. And David Markham, he's in the loose stuff. He's dead last.
I don't understand the part where you picked. The bottom. Markham has to get a huge arc into the corner to get in. He chooses the bottom as Tim Nye, now the leader. LJ McCleary trying to run his ass down though.
I don't know if he can catch him. LJ McCleary and Jason Eford, and we're under yellow again.
Caution is out on the speedway. Not sure what it was for. We had a spin off of 4. I believe it was Matt Holzbauer. Everybody chose the bottom. Markham goes to the top with Holzbauer after Holzbauer spun. Why did these 4 guys not pick the top?
I don't know, but this might be David Markham's missed opportunity. Let's see if he can give it back to Timmy Nye like Timmy gave it to him. And he does. He gets a great jump, a great restart. All he's got to do is pitch Timmy Nye down, and Timmy Nye shows him the Nerf bar.
David Markham to the lead, and these two are battling it out as Nye goes to second place. David Markham to the lead. We have 2 laps to go.
This might be his final opportunity. He might get his first win in the biggest race of the year. Timmy Nye shows him the nose, and Holzbauer jumps the left rear. Big wreck in the back.
Holzbauer jumped the left rear of Tim Nye, causing Eford to get involved in the wreck. Big wreck there off of 4. Well, we're choosing again here. We've got 2 laps to go. Where do you pick here if you're David Markham?
The top has won the last 2 restarts. And David Markham picks the bottom. David, what are you doing? Timmy Nye pretty much sealed the deal on this race by picking the top.
Why would you pick the bottom in that case? You know, you've got to jump the shit out of the restart, but you can't get going up top.
All he can hope for is to be a little bit dirty and run him up into the loose stuff. I don't think David's got it in him, though. And as we see again, the top gets the good jump. He runs him down to the apron.
Holzbauer jumps the left rear on Markham. Can Markham dive it in there? He cannot. Nye to the lead. White flag in the air.
What a race. And David Markham comes back. I thought he was done. He drove it too hard. Timmy Nye. David, come on, David. No.
Coming out of turn 4, Tim Nye is going to take the win, his 10th DNQ Series win. Well, another record-setting night for Tim Nye. 10 feature wins for him. Unbelievable, and he was not the best piece. David Markham was easily the best kart, but he just got beat by experience, I believe.
I can't believe that Timmy Nye took that home. David Markham, he was on his shit. He was faster. He needs to calm down, learn how to win these races. He's watched 2 guys this year win races that were his. So if he's learned anything, he's learned how to win. Maybe next race at the SKE Speedway, he could take home that victory finally. But congratulations, Tim Nye, on setting those records. And congratulations on your old lady looking good as fuck.
Well, let's go down to victory lane and talk to Tim Nye. Maybe his old lady will be joining him.
Continuing his dominance here at the Millbridge Speedway. The Busch Ice beer goes flying. It's a beer bath for the number 42 of Tim Nye, the guy they call the science guy. Once again, puts it all together. Come on over here, Tim. We want to talk to you here. Tonight, was the outside the place to be?
I thought so on the restarts. I could beat him off. And he beat me when he took the high side in the one second to last restart. And I thought he was going to do it again because he got me the first time. But he didn't, and it worked out. He was really clean with me. He could have probably used me up down here. And it's awesome. I didn't know I was racing this till last Friday. GRP wanted to kind of get out of it, and he's doing more racing with Tyson, so I kind of made an offer on the engine, and we worked out a deal. On my old Phenom, badass. We pulled that one out of our ass, kind of, and we're here. So.
Was it a situation where you didn't get worried near the end because you knew you were going to have that caution in the late stage of the race?
Yeah, in these long races, I tried to somewhat pace myself and see what happens, really. And some of them dropped out, and realistically, we probably weren't the best car today. It was pushing like crazy. Brad and the second place guy, and I think right now we're dropped out, so it made it a lot easier for us. But it's all that matters is the trophy's got our name on it, so we're here.
You know, usually you come out here when you run these races and you dominate, but tonight David Markham kept you real honest all race long.
Oh, yeah. They're getting better, too. Everybody's stepping their game up. I was on a Triton, and Brandon got rid of that cart, and I busted out the old Phenom, which it needs some work, and we need to dial it in more, but it worked, so we're here racing. That's all that matters.
Tim Nye comes home with the win here tonight in the Milltona 50 here at the Millbridge Speedway. Back up to you, Bob.
Okay. 10 wins for Tim Nye in the Cup Series. That will seal his fate into the DNQ Winston Cup Series chase as long as he attempts 3 more races. Eddie DeHaan Jr. close to attempting the 4 races needed to make his next round in the chase.
Well, you see it there, folks. I mean, Eddie DeHaan Jr., the very unlikely, and we almost had David Markham, another first-time winner, locked into the chase, but Timmy Nye barely edged him out.
Now, we did edit this quite a bit. We knew a few guys just ran AAR Speedway. It was a double points event. We edited it for the chase to make sure we knew everybody that competes on the regular got into that chase there. So there's a couple guys from AAR that will not be in that chase. The final results for the IROC Series race: Christian Moody, Roger Fenwick, Andy Hunter, Stevie Johns Jr., Custer, and Stone. The Busch Series was a great race.
What a race it was. Jordan Rummage pulls off another great win. The newcomer Cunningham second. Jonathan Mabe, great run for him third. Luis Isis Delgado pulls off another top 5.
Brand Alliance finished second. Good run for her. Zach Marquardt, after getting stuffed in the fence, still finishes 8th. In the Winston Cup Series, it was Nye, Markham, McCleary, and Holzbauer all going for that no bull bonus that will happen next race they qualified for.
Yeah, 5th, another good run by Tim Kuhn. And Eford, DeHaan, Williams, Buskirk, and Ridenhour, the disappointing 9th and 10th finishes.
Well, Bob, the only guy that was able to give Tim Nye a run for his money tonight was the number 10 of David Markham. Led for a while, come home in second tonight, but was the outside the place to be? We asked Tim Nye the same question.
I don't think it was the place to be necessarily. It was just on all those restarts, whoever was on the outside was just jumping the restart, and that was just the advantage you had. I don't think it would have paid off to taking that while I was in the lead at all. We had a pretty good restart, and we were hanging in there with them. And I thought I was gonna get him off too, because he was sitting duck coming off the corner, and I got hit from behind, held me up a little bit. Otherwise, we would have been up there.
That was going to be my next question. When you got hit from behind, was that all she wrote for your chances of winning?
That probably was, but that wasn't what I thought, because I barreled her into 3 trying to run him over, because this is a DNQ series, so that's how you win races. But it's we finished 5th or whatever at AAR, but we were the fastest guys out there. We're the fastest guys here. I like the trend. Eventually we'll get, a win here. I want to thank Lead 2 Real Estate and Mood Lighting Design for all their support, and Eddie, DNQ for putting this on, everybody who helped me out. We had a hell of a pit stop, too.
It was a strong finish tonight for David Markham here at the Milltona 50.
Still a good run for David Markham as we look at the DNQ Busch Series chase. Now, this is very different how it works out in the Cup Series. The top 4 in points going to the final race of the year will race for the championship. So we've got the top 4 in points right now. The outside looking in, though, still has a shot at it.
Tim Richmond sitting right there in 5th, 4 points short of being in the chase. Zach Marquardt, he hasn't shown a lot of consistency. He might be the one on the bubble here that's not going to make it.
Thank you to RS Customs Pay for the presenting sponsorship of this series. But the other thing is we drop your worst double points night finish and your worst finish in general. So if you miss a race and you miss a double points race, we'll still drop that finish. Let's go down to our 3rd place Cup Series finisher of the night, LJ McCleary, who is down there with Derek Perniciglio. Derek?
Well, the Dayglow Yellow number 71 of LJ McCleary comes home in 3rd tonight, just 2 spots short of picking up the win. But what did you learn?
I thought the car was pretty good. Need a rebuild in the motor, I believe, but overall I was happy with the run we had and everything. Got to race a few guys, raced them good, hard, and clean, and pretty happy.
How much did the pit stops come into the outcome of tonight's race?
Well, it seemed like everybody pit early, which we definitely knew. That was our plan, at least. And I would have to say it's more important later on in the run than, say, with the 5 to go caution versus pitting early like that. So I have a little more race time to make up mistakes or stuff like that. So.
In the last couple of laps, when the leaders started to get together and number 10, David Markham, got hit from behind, did you see it as a last-ditch effort to try to catch the leaders?
Oh, absolutely. We're all out there trying to get everything, so, that's just part of it. When you got a caution with 5 to go and everybody knows it, you can expect those types of things. And I love it, though. That's good, hard racing.
Well, he says the engine may be old, it may be tired, but it was strong enough to carry him to a podium finish here tonight at Millbridge.
Well, April 13th is RS Customs Paint Night, and that will be for the DNQ Cup and Busch Series. Both series will run dual features, and then we'll invert via roll for a dice roll for the second feature. So it should be a very good night for both of those series. IROC is just going to run heat races in one feature, but for those guys, a lot is on the line, and a $100 bonus for the top 4 finishers tonight that ran in the Cup Series race. That's a pretty big deal.
That's exciting, Bob. I mean, that's going to be. We just keep doing more DNQ to make it more exciting, pay out more, make it more hype for the fans. You guys, all you fans out there, you need to get over here to the hot beef injection zone of Milltona Rising at the SKE Speedway. You can see everything, hear everything, feel the power. Next week is going to be the best race of the year, maybe even better than the Milltona 50.
We'll see you there at April 13th at Millbridge Speedway. We're going to run the short track. It's going to be very exciting.
Twice.
We'll see you next race.